fastest selling game of all time.
Now that's what I'm talking about, baby.
This movie, unlike the previous movie, has a very brief summary. It says a billionaire has 8 hours to get his wife back with help from armchair combat professionals. That doesn't tell you a whole lot. These combat armchair professionals, they are gamers, and they play a really poorly animated, lame-ass shooter game together. And they sit in their living rooms, as gamers do, or wherever their gaming console is, and they communicate with one another with their headsets on, chatting, and get together into teams, and they go out on these commando raids kind of thing. It's a kind of what would you say the game it would compare to would be? Was Destiny like this? Call of Duty? I mean, none of them were this bad. The animation is terrible on this thing, and clearly it's not a game that's being shown in the animation. They just show these bad animations of people at war, and they're the avatars for these different players, and the lips kind of moving along, and really bad physics, throwing grenades and shooting and pew pew death rays and robot aliens and in bad environments without textures and pretty much open expanses on low resolution. And we see a lot of this. So we see a lot of the animation throughout they thought action scenes done this way would carry the day. And I think they also thought that it would be justified because it's supposed to be a video game anyways, so it can be that bad. But for 2008, it seriously looks like some 90s shit. But
wow,
I mean, that doesn't even touch the story. The guy's supposed to be a billionaire. I think they said his valuation was somewhere at like $6 billion. He's the CEO of a company that creates games for gamers. I think he also created, or he was the CEO for the company that created the game that he ended up playing, because he's out for his anniversary with his wife. They're chatting, and I think she was bitching about him not having fun anymore or something, or just being the old fart that he is. And then he was like, fuck off. And then he gets kidnapped, and then he gets a call, and there's a scrambled voice at the other end, and he's informed that he has 8 hours to play this game and to complete some mission within the game, or he'll never see his wife again. So he's like, damn, I got to round up the best. So the police go out to the best gamers' houses, and they're like, we need to put you on this elite team. And these guys are like, shit, we got to play like 8 hours, and we get $1 million each from this guy. And somebody else pointed that out in the chat. Dude's worth $6 billion. He only offers $1 million each to like 5 people when, his wife's life is at stake. I don't know. I don't know that he was limited on the size of his team or any of those things, but I guess we'll just take all these things as a given. They have to be. So he rounds up this team, and I didn't feel like this movie was supposed to be funny, but they're worried about, at some points, like the struggle for the gamers here is, do I give up an opportunity to actually fuck my girlfriend? Or do I continue on for the $1 million, which was actually, a question that came up. It was actually a conflict. And she wanted to do some porking, and she got on the headphones. They're like, listen, he gets $1 million for this. And she's like, I don't believe this bullshit. I can only do my porking once a year at a specific hour. And that's reaching about right now. And, does he or doesn't do it?
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.